We've talked squirters, we've talked launchers, and now it is time for Rev-Tops. Another one of these subsets from the 1999 Burger King's Kids Meal Pokemon toy collection. And I kind of consider these to be a feat of engineering in themselves, as they took 11 of the roundest, most symmetrical-ish Pokemon they could and designed these stable tops around that would actually spin and function as they're supposed to. And it always goes back to, I look at these toys and I think like, geez, we are not gonna get anything of this quality ever again, even Kids Meal, because I could see these being sold separately as their own thing. But I know why you clicked on this video. You're not here to listen to me talk about these Rev-Tops. You're here to watch them rev. Do they be revving? Yeah, they revving. So the tops themselves have this little rubbery kind of spindle on the bottom, and you just kind of rush it across the ground really quick to get that little motor running. And then you balance the top the best you can and just let it go to town spinning. I started with coughing because design-wise, I think it's probably my favorite out of all of the Rev-Tops, but also it's one of the best spinners. As I said in the intro, the designers of these tops did a really good job of making them as symmetrical as possible. That way, as they spin, they keep that equilibrium. As you'll see, some are better than others, but it's always satisfying when they land in a cool pose. Coffee knows what's up. Look at that look. All right, now we got Tangela. Let's just get it spinning here. It always looks like I'm scratching up my floors, but I promise, because of the rubber coating that's around the spinner, it actually comes right off of that laminate. You can just wipe it off, so no worries there. Kind of funny that Tangela's eyes and shoes stand out even as it's spinning, and there you go. Next up, we got Venonat. Let's get it spinning here. It's gonna take just a second. All right, and this is one that I was not expecting to look this good as it spins, but you get the mix of the purple, the white. It looks kind of planetary there as it's spinning, and Venonat's, not necessarily one of my favorite Pokemon, but as a top, I think it probably looks the best as it's spinning, and surprisingly stable, given that with its feet and antennas and facial features that you would think that the weight would be off, but no, it actually works really well. Clefairy's kind of the opposite. I thought that just because of the weight distribution and the egg shape that it would be one of the best spinners, but actually once I got it going, it wasn't super great, but that may also just be to the aging of the toy itself and the rev motor that's inside, but there you go, Clefairy. Let's go on over to another pink Pokemon, one that is literally egg-shaped, Enchancy. And this thing spins really well. It's got a bit of a lewd look to it, if you know what I mean. If not, then ignore that comment and just enjoy this Chansey spinning. With yet another pink Pokemon, we have Ditto, this very lumpy Ditto that's having some trouble actually getting started. This is one that I did not think was gonna work at all, but it turned out to be one of my favorite ones to spin around, just because you can track its eyes and mouth as it spins. It reminds me of a pottery wheel that has just gone awry, but yeah, Ditto is a neat little addition to these. Didn't expect it to work so well. Now with Graveler, the spinner isn't in the bottom like where the Pokemon's feet would be. It's actually in its back, which seems like a smart move. Graveler is one of those just naturally round Pokemon, so you would think it would work a little bit better, but because of all the detailing in that rocky coat, Graveler is actually the heaviest of these tops, I think, and so it makes sense it has some trouble staying in its spin. Golem is a little bit more hollow on the inside. It's also got that spinner in the back, but it's got these odd just arms and legs and its head sticking out that are really funny to watch, because it has this really cool effect as it's spinning. We even have some quality control check coming in from Charles. Charles, do you approve of this Golem spinner? It seems he does. Out of all of these spinners, before I even tested them out, I thought that Voltorb would probably have the strongest spin, would be able to stand up the longest, because it's literally just a ball. There's not very many features here to really stop the centrifugal force, but turns out it's just pretty average. And again, it may just be the aging motor in there, but who knows. Let's move on to Diglett. Diglett is another one where I was like, this one has got to be lasting a while. And it's another one of those that's just funny to look at. As it spins, all you can see is its nose. Kind of makes it look like a brown plus power or just a spinny little chode. There he goes, settling down, and we got Diglett. Moving on to Magnemite. He's got his little magnets. It's a little bit smaller than a Magnemite should be, but the screw at the top, I think, is really important. This is probably the smoothest looking one as it spins. As you can see there, it's just like an orb with a screw on top. Got this cloudy little effect going on around it because of the spinning, and it's just overall satisfying to watch. And here we have the full lineup of the Burger King Kids Meal Rev-Top Pokemon. Overall quality design, molding, paint jobs, even down to the spinners themselves. It just feels high quality to rev them up and watch them go. Ditto, buddy, what's wrong? If you are anything like me, then as I've been talking about these Rev-Tops, the thought may have crossed your mind like, what the fuck? I can distinctly remember a Ladybah Rev-Top. I can remember a Meryl Rev-Top. Where did these memories come from? Well, it turns out that there were another series of Rev-Tops that came out a little later, and these were the ones that you could get out of breakfast cereal boxes like Ladybah. So I'm going to talk a little bit about those Rev-Tops as well. Just a little bit of bonus just for you. I'll say right off the top that these tops are not high quality. They're made of a hard plastic instead of that softer rubbery kind of plastic. The Rev spinners at the bottom don't have that coating on them, so they're actually scratching my floors. It's not just scuffs like the other ones. As you can see from the Ladybah and the Hoot Hoot a little bit, they're harder to get going. They still look good as they're spinning. The molding on them is still pretty good, just not as detailed as you would see from the Burger King ones. And yeah, these came out of Kellogg cereals. I distinctly remember getting a Hoot Hoot out of a box of Sugar Smacks. During Pokemania, there was promotional stuff everywhere. Like, they were jamming Pokemon toys into every conceivable product that they could think of. We're moving on to Togepi here. Another egg-shaped Pokemon that you would think would spin really well, but it doesn't. Not a very good Rev-Top there. We're going to try it again, see if we can get it going. Nope. It may also be that the internal motors wore out a lot faster on these, since they are quite apparently cheaper made than their Burger King counterparts. I still really like the Gengar one, just for whatever reason. I like the face. I like the little spikes they have on its back there. It still spins pretty well, looks pretty cool, but it just can't sustain the spin for as long as the others we've seen today. I did want to show a closer look at the actual spinner so you guys know what I'm talking about. It's yellowed a little bit. It's got some age on it, but you can see it works pretty well. And as you shake it, you can kind of feel the motor in there. It's pretty set in place. It's not very rattly, as opposed to this Poliwag where you got the plastic spinner. It doesn't have a coating. It doesn't spin very well. And as you shake it, you can hear pieces just rattling around. It's not a very set type of motor, whatever internal pieces are in there. Same thing with the Gengar. Even though the spinner's a little bit better, it's still very rattly. Bit of a rattly Portman, if you will. So some of these Kellogg's Rev-Tops I still have in the bag, like the Pikachu. Because they're not very good spinners, I didn't really see much of a point in actually opening it and spinning it for the video. It's a little winky Pikachu. Just gonna leave it in the bag. This bag is actually still pretty sticky, even from whatever cereal it was shoved into from 25 years ago. There's also a Jigglypuff spinner with the spinner coming right out of its bottom there. And it's another one that, like, yeah, in the bag, the paint job is still good. The molding is pretty decent. It's just there's not a whole lot of detail to the actual product itself. You know, you can kind of see the difference in the amount of work that was put into them as far as getting the shapes of the Pokemon in there, getting these individual little details done. Even with this Meryl, it's clearly just like a ball with some extra accessories on the outside for like the ears and the tail on the back. It's not like looking at, say, like a Graveler, where it's got all of these bumps and knobs all across the back of it, like the Tangela with all of the individual little vines. Let's just take a quick sweep across and get a look at all of the Rev-Tops together, both the Burger King and the Kellogg cereal prizes, all the way to the end tiers. Ditto, buddy.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars?
So what did you guys think about seeing those beautiful Rev-Tops in action? Fully revved, fully spinning. Let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching these stupid videos that I continue to make for my own enjoyment. I hope that you have enjoyed them too. I'll see you next video. Social media links are in the description. Bye.